Zachary Smith interviewing his father. Do you believe in God, and who is God to you?
Yes, I believe in God. Who is God to me? Many things. Yeah, I have several ways of viewing God. One is a rather, I guess, juvenile approach to God, as he's a fatherly figure who acts like a parent, who watches over you and corrects you and tries and gives you guidance. That is a rather unsophisticated view of God. The other way of looking at him that I do is God is just love, and all he wants you to do is be with him in the end, and he wants to prevent you from doing things that distance yourself from him. That's a more sophisticated view, but I think it's both. I look at him both ways sometimes. That's my view of God. He wants you to be next to him, but he wants you to do right.
Okay, describe your relationship with God.
Well, you like to think you have a personal relationship with God, where you believe that you actually interact with the Lord, and he listens. And if you truly listen back, he tells you what you need to hear.
Do you feel like you have that personal relationship?
I think I would say that at times I certainly do not feel that way, but most of the time I do.
Describe how you pray or connect to God.
Prayer, formal prayers in church, for sure. And then by myself, informally, at night. Those are the times I pray to God.
When have you felt closest to God, and have you ever had a profound religious experience, like a moment of conversion or reawakening?
I've always been awake, and so no. Definitely the birth of my children would be the times I felt closest to God.
Okay. Who do you look up to for their relationship with God?
Your mother.
Okay. And is there a specific saint that you look up to, or is it more on a personal level that you look up to someone?
Mary.
Okay. Is there a reason why you've chosen two females as examples?
No, there isn't a reason why. Your mother's been by far the biggest personal human influence. I don't know, human's not great, but biggest personal influence on me, on my religion, for sure.
Which Christian faith or do you belong to?
Catholic.
And why do you belong to that faith?
That's the way I grew up. Always been in it.
Did you grow up as a Christian? Yes.
Yes.
What did you most remember about your faith? Or what do you most remember about your faith?
Me growing up?
Yes.
We didn't go to church very much.
So not very involved.
No.
What do you remember about the faith of your parents?
Really, I mean, my mom grew up Catholic. Went through all the sacraments. Dad grew up Presbyterian. But the truth is, when I was growing up, not so much for my older brothers, but when I was growing up, faith wasn't a big part of our lives.
What impact has your membership in the church had upon you?
Repeat that question.
What impact has your membership in the church had upon you? So you being involved in the church, what has that?
Wow, it definitely gives you a sense of community. You're not in this alone.
And do you think that that sense of community helps you to further your faith and understanding of God in general?
Well, yes.
Okay. What do you think are your most important obligations as a member of the church, and how have you been active in your parish or your church?
Well, active in my parish. Member of the school board. In my parish, not so much, but a member of directly in the parish, not so much. Other than of course attending church and parish events and that sort of stuff. But as a member of the school board, that's the way I'm active. What was the first part of that question?
What do you think the most important part of being a member of the church is? So, like, probably attending mass.
I would say setting an example that would make people who don't attend the same church that I go to would recognize that I'm a faithful person. I think actually it's more important to set people who don't attend the same or not even the same religion, but think that I'm a good representative of the Catholic faith.
Had you ever considered working for your church as a minister or priest or deacon, etc.?
No, I have not.
Was it important that you raise your child in your church, and why?
I figure the number one goal as a parent is to get your child into heaven, so yes.
Okay. Did you choose straight Jesuit for me because of its Christian values, and why did that matter?
I chose Jesuit for many reasons. That was certainly a big factor in it. The fact that I went there, and your brother, uncles all went there, and you had a nephew there, a cousin there at the same time, that you would be there. Those were all factors.
That's it.
But there was one other on there.
Nope. Unless you're a priest.
Nope.